What is going on, you guys? Brandon here, aka Brawadis, and I'm here bringing you guys another NBA video. I was out in Vegas. I was out celebrating my 21st birthday in Vegas, so that's where I watched the NBA draft. Sadly, I did not bring my laptop with me, so I couldn't get a video up for you guys. But here I am, Brawadis NBA show. Today, I'm covering all the trades from NBA draft day, who I think won and who I think lost. We're going to start with the smaller trades and get up to the bigger ones. So we already discussed the Derrick Rose to New York, Jeff Teague to Indiana. We discussed those trades in earlier videos. Today we're going to start with, earlier on, before the draft started, the Sacramento Kings sent Marco Bellinelli, 30-year-old role player, great shooter, to the Charlotte Hornets for the number 22 pick in the first round of the NBA draft. Now, a lot of people, Sacramento robbed. For once, for a change, Sacramento actually won a trade. No, I'm not dreaming. Sacramento Kings actually appear to have won a trade. No, a lot of people say, why would Charlotte give up a first-round pick for Marco Bellinelli? Let me explain this. It's easy to count the Sacramento Kings as winners in this trade because you get a first-round pick for a 30-year-old fringe starter, but pretty much a bench player. Marco Bellinelli is a bench player. He comes in, hits some threes. I'm going to give both these teams the win in this trade. I'm going to give Sacramento the win because you didn't really have much use for Marco Bellinelli. You get the number 22 pick, and there you select the shooting guard where you're not very strong. You have Cousins, you have Cauley-Stein, you have Rudy Gay, but in the backcourt, Ben McLemore, you took Nick Stauskas, traded him away. So here they get Malachi Richardson. So I like it for the Kings. I also like it for the Hornets because they were 21-8 last year after the All-Star break. They were one of the best teams in the league. I think the third best team in the league after the All-Star break. They're trying to win now. So, close game, fourth quarter. When you're trying to win, who do you want? You want Malachi Richardson to come off the bench and knock down a three, or do you want Marco Bellinelli? So it's easy to put the Kings as winners in this trade and the Hornets as losers, but I'm going to give both of them the win. Next, we have the Brooklyn Nets trade Thaddeus Young to the Indiana Pacers, and they get the number 20 pick in return. Here, I do not like this trade for the Brooklyn Nets, and here's why. Do I believe they had to get rid of Thad Young? Yes, I believe Thad Young had no place to play in Brooklyn. I don't think he fit at all on that team. I think they should have got rid of him last year at the trade deadline. I think they should have got rid of him this offseason, which they did. What I don't like is the return. The number 20 pick in a weak draft, and they took Karis LeVert from Michigan, he's explosive at times. He's a really good player, but he has injuries, knee injuries. But it's not about that. Thaddeus Young is a young player on a nice contract. He can stretch the floor. You trade him. Think about this. Marco Bellinelli got you the 22nd pick. Thad Young pretty much got you the same return. No, Thad Young should have more value. I think Brooklyn was desperate for a first-round pick, so Indiana took advantage of that. It's nice that Brooklyn got a first-rounder after they traded away all their first-rounders for the next 80 years. But I think they could have got a nicer return for Thad Young. Indiana, I like what Indiana's doing. They picked up Jeff Teague for George Hill, and then they picked up Thad Young for the 20th pick. So think about this. A late first-round pick and George Hill get you Jeff Teague and Thad Young, and now you can play Miles Turner as like a small ball center. I like what Indiana's doing. I'm going to give Brooklyn the L for this trade. I'm going to give Indiana the win. Let's see. What other trades did we have? Okay, here. Boston. So we're talking about trades here, and you hear the word Boston, you're expecting, Jimmy Butler, Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, maybe Gordon Hayward, DeMarcus Cousins, one of them. Instead, you have Boston. They were unable to make any moves in the first round. Unable to make any moves. Their draft was so-so. They took two international players out of their first three picks. They took two international players in the first round that are most likely drafted and stashed. I think their 16th overall pick might play this year. Maybe not. And then finally, with the 31st pick, Deontay Davis fell into their laps. This kid was probably a late lottery pick. At worst, a mid to late first round pick. He falls into the second round. So, Celtic fans are clapping Deontay Davis after they were pretty much booing most of their first round picks. And what does Boston do? They trade Deontay Davis. They also trade the 35th pick in the draft. So they trade 31 and 35. And what did they get? They get a 2019 first round pick from the LA Clippers. It's smart for Boston to package some of their picks and move it for a later pick because they had way too many selections in this year's draft. But don't you think you could have moved one of your international players or earlier or later picks instead of where Deontay Davis fell into your lap? Deontay Davis got shipped to Memphis where he's going to learn behind Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol. I think that's a great landing place for him. He was so confident in going in the first round that when he didn't get selected into the first round, him and his family got up and left the green room. And so he had to come back when he got selected into the second round. That's proof Boston got a first round talent. They traded him away. That first round pick might be nice. You don't know what the Clippers are going to be in the next 3 years. But I like Memphis won that trade. Deontay Davis, nice. And then with the 35th pick, they took some international player. Okay, here's 2 more trades. The Phoenix Suns, they robbed the Sacramento Kings. Okay, hold on. So at first, reports came out that the Kings traded the 8th pick for Brandon Knight, number 13, number 28, and a 2020 second round pick from the Suns. And the Suns received number 8. Even then, Suns fans were ecstatic. They were clapping because Marquise Chris, who was a potential top 5 pick, fell to number 8. So for the Suns to get a top 5 prospect for Brandon Knight, 13 and 28, and some bullshit second round pick, they were ecstatic. Then it came out that the Kings didn't even ask for Brandon Knight. The Phoenix Suns sent number 13, number 28, and a second round pick 5 years from now, and rights to Bogdan Bogdanovic, some international player who's not even coming to the NBA this year, might come next year to the Kings, and the Kings gave us the 8th overall pick. What? What? Sacramento. Wow. So, as if that wasn't bad enough, the Suns won. Anyone with a brain knows the Phoenix Suns won this trade. I went to a Sacramento Kings blog website after that trade. Their fans were going nuts. Fuck Vlade Divac, fuck the Kings. I'm done being a Kings fan. DeMarcus Cousins himself tweeted, "Lord, give me strength," with the prayer emoji right after this trade. So the Phoenix Suns, again, they sent 13, 28, a second round pick in 2020, and Bogdan Bogdanovic for Marquise Chris, who was supposed to be either the 3rd, 4th, maybe the 5th pick in the draft, fell to number 8. The Suns snatched him up. They were debating between Dragan Bender or Marquise Chris for months. They wanted one of them. They didn't know who to take. They were split. They said their coaching staff, half of them wanted Chris, half of them wanted Bender. They ended up getting both. And they kept Brandon Knight, Eric Bledsoe, and Devin Booker. They kept their whole... This was a major win for the Suns. To make things worse, who do the Kings get with the 2 first-round picks they get from the Suns? They get 2 centers, 2 bigs. Hold on, really quick. Last year they took Willie Cauley-Stein, who's a center. They already have DeMarcus Cousins, who's a center, and let me add, he's a little good. He's kind of a good player. At number 13, you reach for a center. What the hell's his name? George Papagiannis. I guess he's... What? This dude was supposed to be a second round pick. They took him at 13. And they have needs in their backcourt. They need a shooting guard. They need a point guard with Rondo hitting free agency. And then at number 28, they take another big, Skal Labissiere. Wow, the Kings really messed up this trade. I don't know. We're going to go on from that. The last trade of the night. You talk about robbery. The Orlando Magic sent Victor Oladipo, Ersan Ilyasova, and the number 11 overall pick, a lottery pick, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Serge Ibaka. Let me tell you. Okay, hold on. First, let me tell you that I don't hate this trade as much as everyone else hated it for Orlando. Everyone was giving Orlando an F for this trade. They were getting murdered. Everyone was saying how OKC robbed them and everything. Although I think OKC won this trade, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out. No doubt Oklahoma City won this trade. You get a 23-year-old former second overall pick, Victor Oladipo, to pair next to Russell Westbrook. That's going to be one of the most athletic backcourts in NBA history. Westbrook and Oladipo. Oladipo for Ibaka straight up would have been good. You then get the number 11 pick, Sabonis from Gonzaga. A lottery pick. You get a lottery pick and Victor Oladipo. And then you get a stretch four, which if you start Adams and Cantor together, you don't have a stretch big, and you kind of need a big to stretch the floor. You then get a stretch four in Ersan Ilyasova for Serge Ibaka, who, let me add, is an expiring contract. He's going to be a free agent after this year. And there were rumors coming out that he was unhappy playing in OKC, so they could have lost him for nothing at the end of this year. Instead, they get Oladipo, Ersan Ilyasova, and the number 11 pick, Sabonis. So Oklahoma City won this trade. I think this makes them a much better team, and I think they get past Golden State in the playoffs if they had Oladipo instead of Andre Robertson. Anyways, so yeah, Orlando got murdered in this trade. But let me tell you why it's not as bad as what everyone thinks. Everyone's giving them an F. Everyone is saying, oh, Orlando's so stupid. But let me tell you why this makes sense for Orlando. First of all, this is assuming Serge Ibaka re-signs in Orlando. Because if Ibaka leaves after 1 year, I take back everything I said. This was a horrible fucking trade for Orlando. But let's just say Ibaka re-signs. Okay. So first of all, Oladipo and Elfrid Payton, not the best shooters in the league. In today's NBA, it's kind of hard to run the court with a backcourt where both players can't shoot the ball. Second, last year's number 5 pick, Mario Hezonja and Evan Fournier, both shooting guards for the Orlando Magic, both playing behind Victor Oladipo. They even benched Victor Oladipo at one point last year to give Hezonja and Fournier more playing time. So now they get rid of Oladipo to give up more playing time. And then I think Serge Ibaka fits perfectly in Orlando. You have Vucevic, who is not a rim protector. He's not really a good defender. And he's a post-up player. You give him the ball in the post, he'll get you easy points. Then you have Ibaka, who's not going to get you points in the post. He likes to shoot the three. He's not the best three-point shooter, but he likes to stretch the floor. But that's not where he fits best. He's a rim protector. He could block shots. He could defend the rim, something Vucevic can't do. I think you could play them together perfectly. And I'm not sure how many years Orlando has missed the playoffs in a row, but when you miss the playoffs a certain amount of years in a row, you get a little desperate. So do I think they gave up a little too much for Serge Ibaka? Yes. Yes, and I think Oklahoma City won that trade, but I don't think it was that terrible of a move for Orlando considering the fit Ibaka fits with them. Again, if Ibaka leaves them after 1 year, they're done. This trade was terrible. I'm pegging Aaron Gordon. I think he's going to be starting at small forward because I don't think you make this trade to push Aaron Gordon further onto the bench after the way he played last year. So, I mean, I do not like everything Orlando gave up. I think they could have got Ibaka for cheaper. But at the end of the day, you got to give to get. So they got what they wanted. Oklahoma City definitely got what they wanted. And let's not forget the Phoenix Suns got who they wanted. They were, again, like I said, they were debating for weeks. Okay, do we want Bender at 4 or do we want Chris at 4? And the second Marquise Chris falls to 8, they get on the phone with Sacramento, and they get number 8 without even giving up any players on the roster. So hats off to the Suns. That's my reaction to all the draft day trades. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in about another hour, I'm going to be uploading another NBA video, so tune into that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Much love, guys. Thanks for watching.